Hello, dear viewers, and welcome back. In today's episode, the first episode of this playlist, we're going to explore a Minecraft mod known as Bloom. This mod is completely free. You can download it from the Minecraft Marketplace yourself. It's a little adventure world, but for now, let's get started. We have to create a new world and see all my templates. So these are all my templates, but today we're doing Bloom. Alright, excuse me. So we're gonna play exactly as the creator intended. But if you want to, you can unlock world template options and screw with all this stuff. But for now, let's create world and enjoy ourselves. And welcome back. Or, I suppose, welcome to, for the first time, a Minecraft mod review. Disclaimer, I'm not the Diamond Minecart. Do not get any ideas. Alright, let's go. It's like they're only designed to be stood up in. Alright. Volume looks good. Okay, where are we? A map by Game Mode 1, it seems. You can follow them on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Discord. Oh, I'm Steve. I forgot this map does not support custom skins. I think it's because they have... Its animation looks smoother than regular, right? Or is that just me? I don't know. It feels really smooth. I don't know. I really love, like, the distant clouds, you know? Like, I know they're probably just blocks out there somewhere. But look at the sun and... everything is just perfect. Aesthetically, I love this mod for that. Okay. Alright. Make sure to wear your favorite gardening skins. Character creative items won't work here. Dressing room. So... yeah, I don't want to ruin any of my presets, so we'll just be Steve today. That's fine with you, isn't it? After all, Steve is the classic Minecraft skin. The original, the OG. What's this? Really tall I can't speak. So, guess we have to move toward this tree because I don't see what else we're gonna do. This would be a perfect thumbnail if YouTube would please give me that. Because I just used one of the 3 kind of sample thumbnails they give me. Because I'm too lazy to make a thumbnail myself. Interact to start. Look at this bench. Look at that. And the noises it makes. Ew. Oh, I didn't do it that time. I don't know why, but for me, this game just kind of reminds me of, like, the Wii. I don't know. Maybe it's because it gives me Super Mario Galaxy vibes. With kind of very wholesome style. Super Mario Galaxy is a damn classic, though. Bloom by Game Boy 1. Bloom is a game about cultivation, exploration, and customization. And again, find the 3 tools around the garden. Alright. Welcome to where we are. This is nice, though. It's very aesthetically pleasing, especially with like the clouds and the far distance. Oh, edge maze, greenhouse. Okay, so let's find these tools. Need an axe for that, right? Okay, we got a shovel. You have found a trowel. Interact with dirt to get ready for planting. No one calls it a damn trowel in the United States, so I assume... Oh, excuse me. Huh. Oh, that's interesting. I'm not sure that was there before when I first played this. So I played Bloom. I'm running with a shovel. I'm running with a shovel. Look out! When I first played Bloom, it absolutely blew me away with everything. But I played Bloom right when it came out. So I don't think you can take damage despite being in survival mode. It's on easy survival mode. Oh. You have found some pruners. If you find plants in the wild, interact with them to collect clippings. You can plant clippings and tillers. I'm running with scissors! I'm running with scissors! Watering can. You have found a watering can. Plants need constant watering or else it will decay. Interact with a dry plant to water it. These tools allow you to start growing your very own garden. Use the pruner to gather clippings from wild plants around you. Like this one? I don't want to upgrade my cottage. Okay. Got some clippings. Now, we're gonna start with like the smallest garden beds. Oh, those are apples. Minecraft should have like little rocks and stuff like this, I swear. But it's starting to get stuff weirdly like this with caves and cliffs, so... Huh. And the other mod pack this reminds me of is... What's it called? Emerald Tycoon. It's like a similar aesthetic. Use the trowel to repair soil for planting, then plant the clipping. Yeah, I'm not dumb, guys. Well, I am. I'm not that dumb. Yeah, actually, I'm kind of dumb. No more clipping for me. Okay. Yeah, more clipping for me. Give me that. What is this giant piece of corn in my hand? What? Okay, that's weird. Dryness is not... Being dry is illegal, I'm just gonna say that. Well, damn you. Now I might have to do a Super Mario Galaxy playthrough, as well as Super Mario 64, and a whole other mod next. Ah, damn. I'm just really off topic right now. My YouTube channel is in complete chaos, is what's happening. So I'm gonna wait for these to grow completely, or at least I want to, but I'm not sure that's realistic. I got Magic Pollen has many mystical abilities, including the power to end tutorials. This pollen, the sign of the magic barriers, destroy it. Thank you. I hate tutorials. Processing. Use magical barrier. Baboom! Use pollen to destroy the barrier. I love this soundtrack. Now that that pesky barrier is out of the way, you're free to explore the world. Clip wild flowers, grow your garden, repair structures, and decorate your liking. I wonder what secrets are waiting out there. Every secret.
Homestead.
Out there. I have garden guide. I'm not reading it for you. I'm lazy. If you expect anything more from me than laziness, you're a madman. A goddamn madman. Alright, so this one is pretty simple. Seems. Basically a gardening simulator, right? It gets more complex, trust me, which is why we might do multiple videos on this. Why aren't you dry? Okay, now you are. Thank you. Imagine if someone just came up to you and asked for no reason, why aren't you dry? It'd be even weirder if they didn't understand and you had just gotten out of the pool. Why aren't you dry? Have some water. I don't think overwatering is a mechanic in this, which is probably a good thing because I probably might overwater plants by accident. I'm no good with gardening. And my mom slightly hates me for it. Literally, when I was like 6, I accidentally stepped on a sprout in my mom's little garden in the backyard, and she yelled at me and said, "You killed it!" I want to go on an adventure, but I'm not sure if I have the luxury of it. I can't even go on an adventure because this is not the right tool for this. If I can't pretend I'm doing some serious gardening. Like the stupid hedge trimmers in cartoons where they make those topiaries for no reason. Skin dork. Now, does this mod have a way to avoid mobs? First of all, I don't even think mobs spawn in this mod. But if you go into this nice little house, you have bed. Nice. And this just makes me love the aesthetic even more. First of all, you have a little black and white photo of the house here. That might also make an excellent thumbnail. Use this. This is a classic photo of the cottage. That is a detail that more mods need. That's brilliant stuff. Just have a little image of. I know I'm kind of sticking to this little area and you're probably annoyed about that. But I'm not. I'm trying to not go too fast. There's such a thing as going too fast, guys. And I don't want to do that. So I'm just getting clippings from everything, don't mind me. That way I have clippings to last. You know what I was saying? My mom yelled at me about gardening for a few minutes ago, literally. Well, the weird thing is, I also have like nostalgic memories of being in the garden with her. Like, when I was little, we had this really kind of nice house on the land in Missouri. And it was just land for so much space. Nothing else. It was at least half an hour, I think, to the nearest, like, Walmart or McDonald's or whatever you would want. But I have, like, such nostalgic memories of just being in our yard in the middle of nowhere, just being out in nature, like a 3-year-old child. That's how old I was. Yeah. So, yeah, it makes me feel like I'm in 2010 again. A small child roaming through the forest with his mother. Obviously, I'll never get that back for real unless the way time works is that when you die, you just restart life all over again, but like, gives me this nice sense of nostalgia. Now, you're not supposed to access this part of the map until you get an axe. So, what's the dev's name? I've forgotten already because I'm an idiot. But please observe, there's a slight flaw in your logic. So if I can get up here, it's possible, I know it is. I've done this before. Oh, they fixed it. For real? What's with this pedestal over here? Pedestal. It's not pedestal, it's pedestal. I distinctly remember that there's some flaw I can exploit. Oh well, I'm gonna go back to gardening instead of breaking the game, like I should be doing. Koi! Reminds me of like Zilker Park in Austin now, because they have like this koi pond that's just like this. Except it was a Japanese garden, not a regular garden. But you get why I think that, right? Like, if you've never been to Zilker Park in Austin, you need to have been to it. Just take my word on that. It's good. And if you don't know what it is, it's a botanical garden. And it's right outside downtown. If I'm correct, you can literally see downtown from it. Central Garden. So if you're ever in like Austin, stop by Zilker Park. That place is nice. Okay, so let's get our bearings. I need aid. Right now I'm just exploring. My cat is getting a little too close. Take it. Oh my god, he almost turned off the Xbox. That would have been awkward because I'm playing this on Xbox. So yeah, this is actually Bedrock Edition. Most YouTubers are on PC, so they use like Java, obvious reasons. But since I'm like on a literal Xbox, I'm on Bedrock, bro. So, oh, there's nothing stopping me from going over here. Nice. Now that I've effectively promised Super Mario Galaxy playthrough, I'm gonna do it on the Wii, not the Switch. Because, yeah, I have Super Mario 3D All-Stars, but the experience, you just have to experience it on the Wii, bro. It's the only way. And now the soundtrack really reminds me of Super Mario Galaxy, so this would have been a thing that came up anyway. But yeah, argue with me all you want about Super Mario Sunshine 64, but Super Mario Galaxy and Super Mario 62, those were the best Mario games of all time. They didn't have much multiplayer value, but they were such an experience to play. And it made me so happy to see like the Star Shroom return in like Super Mario Odyssey. Super Mario Galaxy 2 was literally my first ever Mario game. Got it when I was like 5 for the Wii. Good times. A lot of my memories are video game based because I'm Gen Z and my generation, probably Generation Alpha, we grew up with a ton of computers and stuff constantly around us with touch screens and game consoles. And nature's pretty much inaccessible now because so much of it has been paved over. Like when my dad was a kid, my area used to be very foresty, like middle of nowhere almost. And like back in the 70s and 80s. And now it's like you can't go anywhere and not see buildings. So it's like my generation, like as much as we want to play outside and could have played outside, it's just never something that was physically accessible to us. Because everything started getting paved over and replaced with shopping malls and grocery stores and housing developments. Of all those things, I hate the housing developments the most because now they're just cookie cutter and ugly. Like, that's the way modern houses are. Like, you get no yard, they're all cookie cutter-ish houses. Like, the entire point of a house is only differentiate why houses and apartments are good and opposite. Like apartments, they're supposed to be kind of cookie cutter, very modern, and in an urban environment. Houses, they're supposed to be more rural or urban environment, and supposed to have like nice big yards. It's supposed to be very kind of pretty. That's not the case anymore, unless some clever person decides to start painting their house, which I fully respect. It's like people don't build houses the same anymore, man. They build them ugly now. Apartments and stuff, they keep getting better. Don't get me wrong. But houses, they weren't meant for the kind of way too ultra modern world we live in right now. So like people would just start mass producing houses like in clumps, and they look extremely similar, and it makes them feel very ugly, even though they might not necessarily be ugly. A lot of people make fun of millennials for not wanting houses, but like in this day and age, ideal houses really don't exist anymore. So like, why would you want one? Like, they're not really cool or nice anymore. You have to like go to an old neighborhood and hope the prices are good, because a lot of people don't have that kind of financial stability to buy like a really good house. Like our house costs at least $200,000. Also, if you're living on your own, you don't really need all the space, especially if you just get creeped out easily. You got an entire house to patrol. And also, the other thing is that I'm running with scissors. But the other thing is that like apartments, if you don't want to manage a yard, the apartments are perfect for you. Like, a lot of older generations make fun of Gen Z and millennials for, like, not wanting to take care of the yard. Yes, we're lazy. No one cares. It's work that we don't necessarily want or need, and it's one of the reasons a lot of people these days don't want kids. Is like, it seems like so much work that we could never get done. And older generations are constantly complaining, oh, you kids are this way or that way. And then they're like, what? Why wouldn't you want kids? I don't get it. I don't get it, man. And I'm constantly saying to my dad, you know what? I don't think I'll have kids, man. It's not something I'm interested in. He's like, oh, you'll change your mind when you get older. I've been saying this for years. You thought it would change when I hit puberty or something? Nope. So, let me explain what it's like. So, something people really don't think about is, yeah, you can be like one sexuality or another sexuality, but like the point is, in this case, like, some people feel romance towards different genders, depending on sexuality, and this is not something that's really well known about, but like, yeah, I'm straight, but I'm like aromantic. I can't feel romance. I don't think I'm capable of feeling romance. I absolutely cringe at romance. It's not something I'm really interested in. I can't make a new video suggestion until I do the final suggestion I suggestinated in this video. I'm just gonna set that down so things don't get out of control, and I feel like they might with the way I'm doing this. Suggestination. They're like, so, romance, it's not something I'm capable of doing or really want to be doing. Like, if you're asexual, then you're not interested in other genders in ways, if you know what I mean. Like, you're not interested in that kind of stuff. So, that's what being aromantic is kind of similar to being aromantic, but obviously sexuality and romanticism are two different things, but it's the best thing I can compare it to. But like, not wanting kids, even if you are romantic, that is a normal thing. Like with the economy and the threat of overpopulation, it seems a bit ridiculous to have kids at this point. It's not practical, it's not enjoyable. And another thing is, like, even if I did want to have kids, like, I'm afraid, like, I would be, like, this terrible parent, is the other thing. Because, like, I've seen how toxic parents can be, and I'm sure there are good parents that aren't like that I haven't met, but, like, not a lot of those kind of people are in my life. I'm running with scissors! Yeah, speaking like of toxic parenting, my dad tells this story. Now, for a while, my sister, who's like, was born like the 90s. Yeah, she's way older than me. Kind of demonizing the family because ran away, did drugs, stuff, whatever, but at one point in her life, but like, sometimes I kind of wonder, like, was it my parents' toxicity that drove her away? And like, sometimes it feels possible, like, especially when they say, hey, we gave gave her all this stuff and she didn't appreciate it. Maybe think that's a valid argument, but like saying that and using that as leverage over someone, that is not cool, really, man. Yeah. And on top of that, my dad tells a story a bit too lightly about. Oh, wait, I'm gonna censor her name out every time I say it because I don't want privacy, man. Privacy. It's a right. So I'm gonna write that down. Privacy is a right. But, like, the point kind of is, like, supposedly, like, Jamie was trying to get her phone, which was actually my mom's phone for some reason, and started getting angry and throwing fists, which was not okay of her. I'm going to point that out. But then my dad says he literally karate'd her and brought her to the ground. I'm gonna censor this out too. What the? That's still child abuse. You're still attacking a child. Like, restrain her at least, but don't like karate her. Like, you can hold her back, dude. You're at least twice as strong as her. I know this. But, like, my parents always say it was her fault in that kind of way, like, but it really went. And I remember that they tell stories of, like, that kind of stuff, like, and the way they talk about it, like, I sometimes think it was kind of a little bit their fault. And also, I know from experience, my mom can kind of be an asshole, and I hope she doesn't watch this video, because she's been watching a lot of my videos recently. So, Mom, if you're watching this, listen, taking this as disrespect, I don't know what to say to you, honestly. Like, I'm not gonna even say anything, because, like, what would you want me to say? It's not even about what the right thing to say is, like, it's what you want to hear. Like, I've gotten dear viewers who are my mom. I've gotten yelled at for stupid things about quote unquote disrespecting my mom. I'm not even sure what respect even is at this point because of all these types of arguments. Like, respect is, according to how my mom says it, putting up with someone no matter how much of an asshole they are to you. I'm not respectful if that's what respect is. I'm not gonna be respectful to anyone if that's what respect is. Like, I'm gonna quote unquote respect you if you are a nice, awesome person who makes people's lives extremely better. But I'm not gonna respect you if you're constantly yelling at me. Like, if you're yelling at me right at this moment to respect me, to respect you, I don't see why you expect me to respect you. You're yelling at me. I have a pitchfork. Because I'm an angry villager. So... ran out of my own garden space. Dry as hell. I'm pretty sure, like, parents not being able to handle the jobs they're supposed to be doing. That was like a topic of a horror game at some point. I'm pretty sure, like, it was called, like, Among the Sleep. Yeah. I watched Dan TDM play that. That was a pretty epic one. It was actually just originally supposed to be a plain old horror game, but then they decided to stuff the message in it. And usually you're always hearing me say, like, I really hate when they stuff messages into things where messages didn't need to be, but, like, I was surprised because, like, it wasn't real as bad as most people do it. Like, it was legitimately a good way of presenting the message. And it made so much sense when they connected it with the rest of the game. So Among the Sleep was like one of the few games that impressed me for the message it tried and to portray. Because like a lot of times when games and TV shows try to like present a positive message to a large group of people, like it doesn't really get out properly. Because either they don't know how to properly pitch the message, or they're just... So yeah, Among the Sleep was good for that. I'm gonna stop recording like about 7 in my time. Is like I have to get on the treadmill at 7 for one, but like also this is a long video at this point. Like I've just kind of been playing and talking away. It's like I said, Minecraft is like Zen. It's not something you like stop playing for any reason. You just keep playing it, and you don't question it. You just do it. And you take these flowers out of chests. Does that make sense? Crafting table. I'd have to look up all the crafting recipes in the library because I've forgotten them already. Speaking of libraries, let's be honest, as much as people portray them as so important in like television and stuff, like no one really gives a flying crap about libraries anymore. Like, first of all, I like to actually own books that I like to go back and read repeatedly. Like, I don't want to have to give it up once it's over. Like, I want to be able to reread it a lot. Like, obviously for like, and also, it sounds like a boomer opinion, but I just like being able to just have a physical book, like a nice old classic old-fashioned paperback that you hold in your hand and read, and words are printed on the pages. Is that a boomer thing for me to like? I don't know. But like, I don't know. It's just the way I'm used to doing it. It's the way I'm comfortable with doing it. And if it's a boomer thing, I don't care. My AirPods slid out of my pocket. Jesus. And they slid out again. These are actually like really not very deep pockets. The thing about pockets is, for both women's and men's pockets, it doesn't matter what gender you are. Pockets are just not big enough. Tradition to make pockets, and I mean all pockets, bigger. Someone get that in motion. My pockets aren't big enough. And yours probably aren't either. Oh crap, cave ambience. What the hell? Just trying to water my plants, bro. Whoop. What the? Oh, you have magic. What? Pollen. I think it was pollen. For me. How's the sun doing? I don't even know where the sun is right now. But I assume by the lighting that it's setting. So I'm gonna pop into my house, close the door, and splash some water everywhere. Try and sneak into the chimney. Fail. Ah. Okay, so the sun rises from there and sets on the other side. Actually, this is another brilliant thumbnail. Let me step back in hopes that YouTube will decide this will be a great thumbnail. I don't know, but each generation of gaming, it feels really different. For some reason, like, gaming originally was like kind of a stupid thing. There were just a bunch of pixels on the screen. then it became like interesting, almost good-looking pixels on the screen. Then it became like a bunch of badly rendered 3D objects. Then it became like a very nostalgic, decently rendered 3D objects, which in PlayStation 2 and like Xbox. And then in the 2000s, when HD stuff started coming out, it was like this is pure, kind of laid back, almost. Except for like games like Need for Speed. Like, those were very fast paced and made good use of what they had, technology wise. But it's this very early 2000s feel to it. Like, I don't know how I can get 90s vibes and early 2000s vibes, because like, I wasn't even capable of having long-term memories until 2010, but okay. I want to say the soundtrack reminds me of Wii Sports, but it also kind of sort of doesn't. You're not getting the Wii Sports video. Stop getting your hopes up. I've already given you Super Mario Galaxy and Emerald Tycoon. Cheers! You found some shears you can use to trim grass, because there's so many leaves I can't read right now. I suppose. I'm running with bigger scissors! I want to hurt my throat a little. Jesus. Alright, what the hell is this? Okay. Am I going? Nowhere fast. This reminds me of trying to get through dungeons and games like. Reminds me of trying to navigate Metroid. Like, I'm fine Hollow Knight and other games with that kind of style. But specifically Metroid, it's hard for me to navigate Metroid. I don't know. And get through this damn maze somehow, someday, some way. There is a way. It's not on this. No, it's right there. Here we are. The Meddler's Maze. I have a Matok. You found a Matok. You can use it to smash stones and fallen boulders into pebbles. I smashed that lever pretty hard. Get out of my damn way. Alright, who needs watering? I'm watering. Remember when Pokemon still had pixels? Like, even like in the 3DS games, it like still had some pixels. I don't know, I prefer that to the modern style. It has a nice dose of nostalgia. And modern games. The modern games actually aren't bad in their style. It's just like, it doesn't feel as much like Pokemon anymore. It feels like something bigger, with like a higher production value or something. I don't know. Not getting Sword and Shield playthrough because I've never finished it myself. Why? Because it, like every RPG, I got stuck. It's like a curse that comes with RPGs for me. Like, I get stuck at random places. Fighting games are slightly easier because you just gotta beat your opponent to death until they are killed.
People die if they are killed!
Right? I've only literally the only fighting game I've ever played is Pokken Tournament DX, so I'm not sure if my opinion is really that valid. It's probably like better fighting games with more interesting, better mechanics. I know for sure my cousin has like an MHA fighting game. I told her I really wasn't interested. Then a couple days later, maybe like a couple weeks later, she showed me a few episodes of the show, and I was obsessed. Actually, I cried during those first episodes because I am weak. I was crying at an iPad screen while drinking milk with strawberry Hershey syrup. It was like the stupidest thing that I was crying right there, but like, if a show can make you cry, and it's not because characters get killed off unnecessarily, if like a show can make you cry for just the sake of how sad it is, or like when a character has like a death that actually isn't like disappointing, like when a character dies but like it's meaningful, like you cry, but it's like you know the show is good because you're crying at something that you don't hate the show for. Like, you're pissed that your favorite character is gone, but like you can't really hate the show for it because like it had to happen, you know, it had to happen. It's a weird way of putting it, isn't it? Still, I'm not sure Jet Jaguar had to explode at the end of Godzilla's Singular Points, but okay. Also, the whole Jet Jaguar with the baby voice kind of hurt me. It pissed me off legitimately. In the X-Men anime, I'd have to look up what it's called, X-Men Unlimited or something. Whatever it is, like that entire anime never needed to exist. That was one of those shows, like, I'm not gonna like every anime. I'm not gonna like every live action. The point is, like, I'm not gonna like everything. I'm like, X-Men anime, whatever it was. First of all, like, Storm and who is it? I guess I don't know that many X-Men, but like, why the body types were so unrealistic? Like, why were they thick? And then the story, it was basically Akira with X-Men. I've seen Akira. Probably shouldn't have. But, like, I know what Akira is. I know the plot of it. I know how it is. This is literally Akira with X-Men. And it was less confusing, but the writing was even worse. And don't get me wrong, like, the art style, apart from Storm and I can only assume being thick, the art style was okay. It was actually pretty good. But yeah, that show just wasn't for me, and the writing felt way too American. What do I mean? I mean, like, you can kind of tell when something is not written like it should be. Like, if an anime's not written like an anime is usually written, like, I'm gonna call that American writing, because, like, anytime someone mentions American storytelling, I have vivid flashbacks of every live-action movie I've seen. Hollywood is a menace and a threat to society. Like, in no anime have I seen a pervert be labeled as the hero, the good guy, or just flirting. Like, it's always like they're the scum of humanity and deserve to be pummeled. Like, they deserve to get a fist in their face. Like, that's the universal thing about anime. It is so far, like, the perverts are always getting punished for being perverts. Like, it's not okay. Like, every American live action I've seen, like, you see this guy, like, hitting on this gal, and, like, it's labeled as okay or just flirting. Like, how is that okay? Get him the hell away from her. Yeah, that irks me. I don't know why Hollywood thinks that's okay. It's not. And anime seems to have figured out that it's not okay. But they still have a lot of perfect characters for some reason. Like, even in kid shows, Brock is a freaking simp. Brock from Pokemon. If you don't know what Pokemon on the anime is, or have never watched it, then your childhood was never truly complete, my man. Anyway, I've vented a lot. Okay? The emote menu isn't working. Anyway. Well, in that case, I'll see you, dear viewers, in the next video, which I've already forgotten what it is. I assume it's going to be Super Mario Galaxy, but then we're also going to be doing Animal Tycoon. We might be doing something else, I don't remember. Anyway, for now, goodbye!